Hey Bart, what do we gotta charge now?
What do you mean, what do we gotta charge now? I didn't charge nothing.
Well, I mean after the gig, what are you making us do?
Alright, I'll admit it. We're not talking about charge, like credit card charge. We are talking electricity charge. And I got something that, yes, Stacy, we need to charge. We have noticed that over the past year or so, it all kind of started with our dongles. No, it started with the iPads when we went to tablet mixing. Now we're charging something, and now we got our dongles. Now we got a charging station. We got wireless mics. Now we got the Shure chargers, and then we got devices for people. So we got a whole bunch of Apple chargers, and before we do it, now charging before the gig is like a thing, and it's an investment. In fact, I was thinking we need to maybe figure out a way that we can actually start deducting some of the electricity that we're using.
Yeah.
I'm serious, to charge. I mean, not only the investment of time, but the actual cost of doing this. And I still maintain it's worth it, but it's certainly an investment of time outside of the gig, making sure that the devices are charged, everything we use, and then during the gig, making sure that we're watching that nothing's going to die. So what did I buy? I bought some wireless clip-on mics that are for the horns. And you guys have been following the channel. One of the things I've always said is that, yep, in general, you get what you pay for. So in our wireless side of things, we generally stepped up. We got the Shure microphones, the ULX and all that, all the good stuff. But this time I went budget, and crossing my fingers, I am hopeful these are gonna work really well and simplify the setup and simplify things for all the horn players that we support. Stick around, we got another wedding. It's a crummy day out. Hopefully people's heads are screwed on straight, that nobody's going to be excited. This is a venue. That's another thing, Stacy. These are venues that, it's funny how they cycle around. I think this is our third time back there in that many months. At least they're set up well for a ceremony and the reception, which we are going to be part of both. So we got a few things going on. We got our Pecron packed for the ceremony, for that power. And we got a bigger band to set up. We're gonna have a little mix of monitors and in-ears. We got the whole kitchen sink going on in this one, guys, and not a lot of time. Let's do it. Stacy's down there. She's seeing if we can get in. Yep, she found an open door. Good. Is it open? Okay, good. She got in. The load in here is very easy considering, and on a day like today, I don't know, we'll see what they say, if we can back in a little bit, but let's watch us work.
That's a great idea, Bart.
Yeah, the load-in time here, you know, we always seem to gauge our time based on guest arrival, and so we had a lot of time hours-wise, but not so much before guest arrival, and that always gets into my head. I don't know about you.
It's a tough thing, but we always seem to get it done.
It just seems like it ends up being a little bit more stressful, and it's harder for us to do our job. And speaking of doing our job, I'm not quite sure why we didn't pull the van in when it's raining out. Maybe we didn't want to get in trouble, but it's only a foot or two, but I think at the loadout we did end up pulling in, and maybe we just don't care as much and we're tired, but we try to be respectful. Right now, there's our tubs. We've talked a lot about our tubs and carts. Mm-hmm. And one thing I just wanted to mention too about our rock and roller, we ended up breaking one of the pins. Not breaking it, but we ended up wearing it out. So anybody out there that has these carts, when you extract them, just be more gentle with them, because they will wear out over time. And then our monitors. Work today, aren't you? What do you think about the monitors, Stace?
They do the job.
Oh, they more than do the job.
And they're multi-purpose. I mean, if we need to use them for center fill or as another speaker outfill, I mean...
But I think just
kind of the name of the game that everybody's kind of going to is just lighter, lighter, lighter. And these, by today's standards, are some of the offerings out there right now. They're not the lightest cabinet out there, but I just love them because they're they're just tanks, and they'll win the foot over. We used to have, remember our old monitors? Somebody would put their foot on it, and they would tip over and stuff.
The good old JBLs.
Yeah, the good old JBLs. But anyways, we're loading in here, everybody, and we got a ceremony to get ready for, and that's what I was just bringing in right there as our backup. Oh, what's this, Stace?
Oh, don't hide it.
Yeah, we've mentioned that comment a few times in prior videos, and what a Wyatt is flipping over a rack. And that was a band that we used to work for. His son was pushing a big monitor rack. And the trick is to do it at an angle so you don't flip the case, and we heard a bang outside. Is there anything left to say about this Pecron, Stacy?
Of course there is. Look. There's a cart. The Pecron has its own cart.
A little caddy cart.
Yeah, and for, I don't know, some reason you couldn't let that thing go.
We just hardly ever use it, so I was like, I want to use this cart for a change. Anybody, you know me, I like to get use out of everything. So we're back at the ceremony location, and I was able to find somebody, track somebody down. I think this was, I can't remember if this is the wedding planner or one of the workers, but we were trying to figure out logistics as usual. These are some of the details that don't get worked out in the planning. So I was just verifying where we were. Now
Between that and then also talking about the wet floor, or?
Yeah, and the wet floor, and I'm thinking right now.
Hey, at least this patch is relatively dry compares,
No, not at all. We're good. Do you think we don't want to flip it over? Heated in here, so
Yeah.
I'd say we could put a speaker like that about here.
Okay.
And look at our tracking doing the pick.
I think it's all coming in from underneath. It's not dripping through. But I think that way we can just run an XLR cable up here, put them in the corner, go right like this, and it's just with the rain, it's loud in here.
Yep.
Put the Pecron here in the corner,
Yep.
and where's your power right here? No, that's not. See, it's like this, but everything.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's like not even gonna mess with it.
Right.
Well, Stace, this is one of the most difficult parts of our video creation. Some people love the setup, other people say this is flyover land. We try to balance it, and personally, I like watching setups, and for other people doing the type of videos we're doing, I appreciate seeing how the workflow. Oh, Stacy, where are you going?
I think probably to grab stuff.
It seems like, oh, and then we got to check in by one of the musicians, but it seems like whatever we're doing a ceremony setup, we always forget something, just a cable cord or whatever. And along with that, I know some people have commented on the complexity of our ceremony setup, and I think we have 2 comments to that to share. Number 1,
Well, a lot of times we are working with multiple musicians or supporting multiple musicians as well as other speakers in doing this compared to, say, what maybe a DJ might have to set up for.
yeah, today we're doing I don't think they went as big as I was initially told, but it was going to be originally 3 singers and keyboard player, and we ended up bringing some of our spare wireless mics, our old EVs, just to make things a little bit easier. But I think there's a yeah, like you were sort of alluding to, there's the fact that we tend to do more musician-based ceremonies. But the biggest thing for me is we're using the gear that we already have with us. A lot of this is our backup equipment. So we got it in the truck. We're not having to specialize in the type of gear we're bringing out. And including our CDLs, which are just awesomely flexible. And this one CDL12 in a very noisy room as far as the rain and everything covered this ceremony that you guys will hear here in a few minutes. It just did a great job. We don't have a special ceremony or small, even a compact. We got our CDL10Ps as well. We just not have made that leap into saying we're gonna buy a specialty system that we need to store, we need to use, operate, learn, maintain. We're just using the gear we have. We are getting the ceremony stuff set up here. It's a little bit more than we typically have. So we're gonna have it, and I don't pay so much attention to my naming standards or my order, because I just kind of reuse the channels and whatever I need for that particular ceremony. So we got a guitar, keys, and a cajon, whatever it's called, Sonic Cajun. I know that. I don't know what they're gonna need. I'm guessing probably a mic, but we'll just wait till they get here. And then we have 3 vocals, and we're gonna use 2 of our wireless, the EVs, just because we got them here. And then we got one at 58 on a wired. And then our MC mic, which will be our ULX. And then of course, we gotta play some music during guest arrival. The noise floor in here is pretty loud. I can't control the weather. We're just gonna do the best we can, and I'll fire up the system here and see how we're doing.
Check 1, 2, okay? Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2.
Guys, it's 4:03. We are kind of mad dashing here, but this is the SDG Pro. I just was missing the Pro. So it's a two units. We're only going to use the one tonight, but it's built-in battery. And my testing at home, it did great. We got the 15 dB pad on it. And we're going to be using this on the tenor. I kind of set it so our preamp, I believe, will be around 9. We'll turn it on. Check, 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 check. And I got signal. So let's see how it, bring it up in the horn monitor. Check, check. And I hear it. Check, check, 1, 2, check, 2, 2, 2. So let's check it out. All right, be careful here, Stacy. My iPad. Check 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2. Check, check, 2. Check 1, 2. Hey, hey. Check, check, 2, 2, 2, 2. No feedback. That's good. Check 1, 2. Check, check 1, 2.
Did you already mention what frequency?
I did not. It's in the 900 and something. We'll try that and see what we think. Yeah, this is for $300, guys. 2, 1, 2. I mean, the proof will be in tonight's. Okay, we got to keep rolling here. Well, Stacy, I think we've been making good time. It's just didn't have a lot of time to get things going here. I mean, we're fine, and there's going to be some downtime, but I can't always help but just kind of gauge our time based on when guests are arrival.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just so programmed to be done before guests arrival. And so that's something to get used to a little bit, since sometimes these venues, we couldn't get in here till technically 2 hours. Yeah. So we had just over 2 hours to get all this set up, which is not a lot of time. So that's kind of what the trade-off is that there's guests going to be here and we're still going to be set up. But I think we're good, right? I just don't know how people would do this on their own. We're going to go change, do a final kind of check up, line check. Stacy did that already, but I need to get my preamp settings set. And then we got to get some lights up if they're working, right?
Lights are working, yes.
Good deal. All right, let's go change.
You can tell everybody this is your song, and maybe quiet.
Do not repay anyone evil for evil. Consider what is good before all people. If it is possible, as far as it depends on you, live at peace with everyone. Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with love. The word of the Lord.
Hi, Noah. Take you, Rose, to be my wife.
God only knows what I'd be without you.
And just like that, we are cleared out for the ceremony. We packed up what we could here. We got to play cocktail music, but I don't know if they're going to be able to get anybody out here. They're setting up for it, so we'll keep the music playing. And I'm going to go back in and do our line checks. It's not really raining right at the moment. This is the Mississippi River. For everybody that is not familiar with this area, this is downtown Minneapolis, more on the other side. We're kind of on the other side of the river of downtown. Ooh, look at that tree right there. But we're about 150 miles south of where the Mississippi all begins in a little lake. This is Minneapolis. Tomorrow we get to be in St. Paul. That's why the cones were there.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder how he got it. Well, he did. So what are we doing, Stacy?
Well, this is all the ceremony gear. We're getting it put back in the van.
These didn't have to come out, did they?
Oh, sorry.
All right.
And,
well.
yeah.
And, yeah, I'm hungry as hell.
I want to sleep.
And Stacy's gonna... Are you gonna eat?
I don't know.
Okay, all right. Here we go.
Today she put her arms around my shoulder, my arms around my shoulder, and I feel my heart full of love. Everything became a little clearer. I realized what she was trying to do.
everybody, it's 10:55, and this is the first run. We're just using one tonight, and I'm going to say an absolute win tonight. It sounds great, and I've had no drops. We had some dropouts with another one that the trombone was player. We put him to wired, and part of that, I think we needed to get it out of this. This one is in the 900 megahertz. This one he was using was in the 2.4, and I think there was just too much going on here, so we need to get it out. And should have ran a cable out of here just to get it away from all this going on here. But the STG Pro, really no problems, and seems like a decent unit for, certainly for the money. So I'm really, really happy that's going well tonight. I mean, is it the child lock is on? It should open from the inside.
It doesn't. I think I've looked at it before.
Okay. Lights is out.
I think you had to call me to come and unlock the door for you so you could get out.
Thank goodness I had my cell phone with me then.
I think I would have figured it out eventually, but oh boy, you know, some of the things we experience and do, and I think these memories, I kind of forgot that you were sick. We always get the job done, and here we got more loadout.
It's nice to be able to see our workflow because we have a wide variety of people that watch us.
And our workflows can vary depending on how the van is positioned. In this case, we don't do it this way very often, but maybe I was a little bit too concerned about pulling in too far out, and then the SKB cases. Anybody that owns those plastic
things.
Well, to their credit, SKB did send us brand new latches, but they're all riveted in, and oh my gosh, I think I spent 2 nights putting all new latches on the SKB cases. Didn't do a video on that. I think it would have been probably struck by YouTube with all the cursing that was happening, and anybody that's done that, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, so we kind of change up our, we can flex, and one of the things that I've always admitted is a huge benefit to our system is the fact that Stacy is shorter.
I'm short.
And that buys us a lot of mileage of our van, and why it works out so well, because those gigs when you're not there, I feel it a little bit, and we don't have a ramp, and that's because we just don't have much on casters. We got our speakers, and I think this system for us works out really well. And we're tired. I mean, it's always harder at this time of night.
Always.
And in this case, we only have 20 minutes?
Yeah. Ooh.
And that secret carts you can no longer obtain.
The 4-in-1, I mean, they double as our or triple as our ladder, our flatbed, or...
Are you talking about the yellow carts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you can find them, especially on eBay, don't
Yeah,
pass them
occasionally
up.
we've seen them on eBay, like new old stock or something. Yeah, grab them if you can get them. I won't mention the P word again. There it is. It's the pecan. What's crazy?
Probably one of our best secret purchases, I guess.
Along with the carts, we got a few of those. We've
Yeah.
shared them as we've thought about them, and look at that. Oh, now on to the idiot check. I can't help everyone. I don't know why I just obsessed with idiot checks. Maybe because we're relatively. I think we broke our track record about a year ago when we did leave a couple of cables behind, but we got them back. Yeah. As long as you're watching us, I guess they're going to see idiot checks and they're going to see load-ins and load-outs, but what? You got keys? Oh, and then the keys. And I'm pulling up my pants for that's the other thing. I've cut a lot of those out, but sometimes you just can't. I pull up my pants a lot. I think that's a sound guy thing. We are always pulling up our pants. That's the end of the night, Stace.
That's all. Yeah. Check 1:45. We were out of there in an hour and 15, roughly, I think it was.
And we're close to home, so that's good. So I'd asked Stacy how the gig went, but she doesn't know because she wasn't there. And gee, surprise, Stacy's. You say it. I
Sick again, but it's that time of the year. It always happens right around this time.
So you spent the night in the back of the van here sleeping, or most of the night, and I was doing double duty of running sound and lights. Okay, how did the night go? From a crowd perspective, we did the ceremony, we did the reception, it went really well. I got burned by my Spotify again,
And Stacy knew the answer.
well, you didn't. Yes. Spotify, it's cool, but between two devices, I just don't like the way it works. It took over, and then we got to get a checklist, guys. Now, with this group set we do, we have a whole list. We just have a whole list of stuff, and there's things, that do not play. And thankfully, they canceled the grand entrance because the song I was going to play, it's a DJ choice. The song I was going to play was on their do not playlist. And I would have felt completely horrible if that would have happened. Thankfully, it didn't. But man, there's just so much information that we got to go through on these gigs. And we got to get better at it, and that could have been a terrible mistake. But from the crowd perspective, the gig went great, and the band played great. Again, from a technical side, not a great night, and from an operational side, not a great night for me. I get really, really not pleased when we're having stage issues, and we had some wireless issues. We had some people that weren't able to hear themselves. This room is not super great, but it just not a great tech night on my part. The gear actually worked fine, and with the exception of a couple dropouts, and there was just some other things going on there. The SDG Pro, that worked great. Really happy with how those mics are working so far. We're going to be using more of those at the next gig we do, so that'll be kind of another good test. We need a good night, everybody. Last weekend was challenging, tonight was challenging. Again, it went well overall, but I just don't like to have issues, period. and we had them, and we'll just have to get better at the next gig. So we'll see you then, guys.